After 60 years old, something silent starts to happen in the body. Strength diminishes, muscles weaken, and simple activities, such as getting up from a chair or walking safely, begin to require more effort. Many people believe this is just a natural part of aging, but this belief is costing independence, balance, and quality of life. What almost no one explains is that muscle loss, called sarcopenia, does not happen just from lack of exercise. It is directly linked to the right nutrition, the correct timing of consumption, and even nutrients that many overlook, such as vitamin D. Scientific studies show that, without these combined factors, muscle simply does not respond, even when the person tries to eat better. Here is the controversial point. You don't need heavy gym workouts or expensive supplements to start regaining strength. There is a simple, accessible drink based on scientific evidence that can help stimulate muscle rebuilding after 60. And pay attention, because error number 3 is something you are probably doing without realizing it, even thinking you are doing everything right. If you want to understand how this drink works, why vitamin D makes so much difference for muscles, and how to use this information safely in your daily life, keep watching. Everything that will be shown here is based on scientific studies and recommendations from experts in healthy aging. Now tell us in the comments, where are you watching from today? Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and continue learning how to maintain strength, balance, and autonomy over the years. Let's start by talking about what sarcopenia is and why it accelerates after 60 years old. Sarcopenia is the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that happens with age, especially after 60 years old. It doesn't appear suddenly but gradually sets in, almost like a silent thief. First comes the difficulty climbing stairs, then fatigue when walking short distances. When you realize it, the body no longer responds as before, and this directly affects autonomy. What few people understand is that muscle does not age alone. It responds to the signals the body sends. As the years go by, these signals weaken, especially those related to protein and movement. Studies show that after 60, muscle becomes more resistant to stimuli, requiring smarter strategies to react. It's not about making more effort, but about doing it the right way. For the muscle, this helps almost nothing. When looking at the label, the rule is simple. First, look at the protein line. To help with muscle strength after 60, this drink needs to have at least 20 grams of protein per serving. Below that, the effect is usually weak. Then observe the sugar. If sugars appears with very high numbers, such as 10, 15 or more grams, it is better to avoid it for daily use. Some examples that usually work better are simple whey protein, unflavored or with a little sweetener, mixed with water or milk. Natural Greek yogurt is also a good base, as long as it's the traditional one, not those with fruits and syrups. High-protein milk, found in many markets, is another practical and easy-to-digest option for many older people. As for drinks like ready-made chocolate drinks, industrialized vitamins and energy shakes are generally not good choices for this goal. They do provide quick energy, but they don't send the right signal for the muscle to rebuild itself. The body feels the sugar first, and the muscle takes a backseat. But did you know that even choosing the right way is not enough? Are you curious? I will explain more about this in a little while. In practice, this drink can be consumed after a small physical stimulus, such as getting up from a chair several times, using light resistance bands, or even climbing stairs. This is when the muscle is most receptive. Experts explain that this metabolic window exists even in simple activities, something that many people over 60 are completely unaware of. Now think about it. How many times throughout the day does the body go hours without receiving enough protein, especially at breakfast or in the afternoon snack? This protein gap is one of the major accelerators of sarcopenia. In the next topic, we will delve into exactly this point, showing how the right type of protein and timing make all the difference. The role of the right protein in strength and daily mobility. After 60 years of age, the body starts using protein differently. It's not that protein stops working, but the muscle becomes more demanding. It needs the right protein in the right amount and distributed throughout the day. When this doesn't happen, people still eat well, but continue to feel weakness, heavy legs, and difficulty standing up or maintaining balance. Many people concentrate almost all their protein at lunch or dinner and spend the rest of the day practically without this nutrient. Breakfast is usually based on bread, coffee, and something sweet. The afternoon snack, when it exists, has almost no protein. This long interval without protein is one of the major accelerators of muscle loss. Have you ever stopped to think how long the body stays without material to maintain muscles? Aging nutrition specialists explain that the ideal is to divide protein throughout the day. Breakfast with eggs, Greek yogurt, or a simple protein drink completely changes the scenario. For lunch, lean meats, fish, or chicken remain important. In the afternoon, a small portion of liquid protein can keep the muscle active until dinner. Another little discussed point is digestion. As the years go by, very heavy meals can cause discomfort and malabsorption. Therefore, liquid protein or lighter foods end up working better for many people over 60. It's not weakness, it's intelligent adaptation of the body to the new phase of life. Now think about your routine. At what times of day does protein practically not appear on your plate or in your glass? This answer often explains why strength doesn't return, even with good intentions. The common mistake that prevents strength gain even with a good diet. One of the most common mistakes after 60 years old is believing that diet alone solves everything. People improve their diet, consume more protein, choose better drinks, but continue to feel weakness. This happens because muscle needs a minimum stimulus to activate the strengthening response. Without this stimulus, protein arrives, but the body doesn't know exactly where to use it. This stimulus doesn't need to be the gym, heavy weights, or complicated exercises. Simple daily activities are enough when done with intention. Getting up from a chair several times in a row, climbing a few stairs carefully, squeezing a rubber ball, or using a light resistance band at home already sends a clear signal to the muscle. The problem is that many people avoid this effort out of fear or discomfort. Another silent mistake is sitting for too long. Even those who walk every day can spend many hours still, watching television or using their cell phone. Studies show that long periods of sitting reduce the muscle's ability to respond to protein. In other words, people do everything right, but spend too much time without moving between meals. Hydration also falls into this package of forgotten mistakes. Dehydrated muscle functions poorly, responds little, and recovers slowly. Many elderly people feel less thirsty and end up drinking little water throughout the day. This directly harms strength, balance, and even the disposition to move. Stay with me, and I'll give you a simple routine suggestion. Small daily routines have a huge impact on muscle strength after age 60, especially when combined with the right drink. There's no need to change your whole life at once. The secret lies in consistency and simplicity. When the body receives protein and movement regularly, it starts to respond better, even at more advanced ages. A simple routine can start with something basic. Upon waking, stand up from your chair 5 to 10 times calmly, holding onto something firm if necessary. After that, consume a protein drink or a breakfast with a good source of protein. This small ritual already creates a muscular stimulus early in the day, something many specialists consider essential for maintaining strength. Throughout the day, it's ideal to avoid long periods of sitting. Getting up every hour, walking around the house, stretching your legs, or doing light arm movements already helps a lot. In the afternoon, a small protein snack like Greek yogurt or higher protein milk keeps the muscle active until evening. Simple, practical, and without exaggeration. Before sleeping, another important habit is to sleep well. Muscle rebuilds itself during rest, and poor sleep nights hinder the entire process. Establishing a regular sleep schedule, avoiding screens too late, and keeping the room comfortable are part of the routine for those who want to maintain strength and autonomy. The role of vitamin D and sunlight in muscle strength after age 60. Many people associate vitamin D only with bone health, but it goes far beyond that. Vitamin D directly participates in muscle contraction, balance, and the muscle's response to protein. When it is low, the muscle receives nutrients, but it doesn't respond as it should. It's like trying to plug in an appliance without enough power. After age 60, vitamin D deficiency becomes extremely common. The skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight, and many people spend more time indoors. Studies show that low levels of this nutrient are linked to muscle weakness, increased risk of falls, and difficulty walking safely. It's not a coincidence, it's physiology. The good news is that simple adjustments can help. Short sun exposure, a few times a week, already makes a difference for many people. In addition, doctors often recommend blood tests to assess vitamin D levels and, if necessary, adequate supplementation. All of this should be done with professional guidance, which brings safety and better results. Another little discussed point is that without enough vitamin D, protein drinks and protein-rich foods lose part of their effect. Muscles need this nutrient to open the door and use what they receive. Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps you are doing many things right, but an invisible detail is hindering your results? Now reflect. Do you know what your vitamin D levels are today? When was the last time you regularly got sun exposure? This simple detail may be directly linked to your strength and balance. Now think about this. Which of these habits seems easiest to start today? Sometimes, a small change generates a much greater effect than one might imagine. And even understanding all of this, there is still a final detail that can accelerate or delay results. And this is exactly what we will explore next. Now, all of this needs to go from theory to practice. Understanding sarcopenia, choosing drinks better, distributing protein throughout the day, and including small movements are not isolated ideas. They form a powerful set. When applied together, these simple actions help the body respond better, regain strength, and maintain independence for longer. And most importantly, none of this requires complicated solutions. How would your routine be if getting up, walking, and carrying objects became easier? How would that change your confidence and your daily freedom? These answers don't come from miraculous promises, but from practical decisions repeated every day. And this topic is far from over, because there are still little discussed strategies that can further accelerate these results. So, write in the comments, which habit do you intend to start first? This helps other people who are in the same stage of life and creates a powerful exchange here on the channel. Also, take the opportunity to subscribe, activate notifications, and continue learning how to take care of strength, health, and autonomy as the years go by.